Hey everyone, welcome back to Lucky by Nature. Angelic Vixen here. This is your no fluff arc breaking news. In this episode, we will be talking about the Easter Bunny is hopping off arc until next year. The Social Roundup has arrived and it is really good. But the roundup doesn't stop there. I will tell you more about it. There are also some great updates to the mods and this week's evolution event. As you know, this is no fluff arc breaking news, so let's get right into it. The Excellent Adventure ends today at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so this is your last chance to get those special bunny eggs for your skins, as well as tame up those wild creatures with all of the really cool Easter colors this year of green, magenta, yellow, and blue. I have honestly seen some of the best looking creatures I've seen in a really long time with this Easter event, and I will be doing an Easter special tomorrow, so be sure to check out that video. And because the Easter event is still going on, there is time to turn in your submissions for the egg painting contest. I cannot wait to see all of the really cool things that you guys created this year for the Easter event. Every year, it just gets better and better, and I'm so excited to see what comes out next week in the Community Crunch so we can see what everyone did. So the Social Roundup has arrived in the Community Crunch, and honestly, I feel like it's better than expected. Basically, what the Social Roundup is Wildcard puts in different content that goes on during the week on the different social media outlets like Reddit, survivethearc.com, in the community forums, Twitter, and things of that nature. So that way, the entire community stays on the same page, and we all know about the same information, because that has not been happening, and now it is definitely happening, especially from the Wildcard perspective. But also, you know, there is a lot of information that comes out from your ARC news YouTubers, but they too may not see a lot of this content. So I just really appreciate the fact that Wildcard is being so thorough now in making sure that their communication goes community-wide. So let's talk about the Social Roundup Q&A for this week. One of the questions was Scorched Earth Ascension after the boss, and Cedric said, while I agree the Scorched Earth Ascension would be epic, I don't want anyone to get their hopes up. And basically what I know from the past is they said that there would never be a Scorched Earth Ascension. I don't know if they're going to hold true to that, but I do feel they're probably working on something for the future instead of something from the past, which would be a past endeavor if they went and put in an Ascension for Scorched Earth. Especially since a lot of people don't play Scorched Earth, I don't know if the resources would be well utilized if they decided to do that. I'm hoping they use those same resources to move something forward in the future. The next question is increased reaction given to the high rep forum members. And Chris answered with, for sure, I completely agree. You vets deserve a little more say. I'll work up a new package for the higher ranking members that come with some benefits. Thanks. And I really like that because some of the forum members really spend a lot of time answering, responding, you know, and they should have some sort of higher ranking because of the fact that they do take that much time out of their daily life to help everyone out in the ARC community. So another question was polls added to the ARC forums, ? And Chris responded with, sure, I'll add polls. And what I love about this is it's giving a voice to the community. We are able to go in and help sway decisions based on these polls. And I genuinely appreciate the fact that we have a voice and Wildcard is actually listening. So this question comes from Twitter and it's directed to Sed and Jen, and it says here, in the near future, can you implement a way to see where we are in the queue? As it stands now, we feel like our tickets kind of get thrown into the abyss, never to be seen again. This person's been waiting 3 weeks now for a response. And said, these are some of the things we've been talking about. I totally understand where you're coming from. And I agree. This is a very solid question on response time. Because if you have an understanding as to where you are placed in the queue, you might be more patient, you might be more understanding. You also know when you might actually hear from them because you'll be able to see exactly where you are kind of in the queue or have some way to determine the length of time it's going to take to hear back from them. And as you can see here, there's another tweet with the same context where Jen is basically explaining how it works and how long the queue is. So I do see that this is a long-standing issue, and I remember when I've had to put tickets in when we were playing official, I mean, it would take a couple weeks for me to hear from them, and then of course you had to schedule a time to meet with them, so then that took longer. I mean, it was just kind of a never-ending battle to get your stuff resolved, and that was one of the deterrents for playing official, is because if something goes wrong, you have to wait a really long time. So I really hope Wildcard understands why this is such an issue for us, especially on official, and they do something to make it easier for us to see kind of where we stand in the queue. We also have a question about Primitive Plus. Somebody wrote, any update with supply drops still not spawning in? And said goes on to say, still working on that one, hopefully in the next update. It's a weird issue that we haven't nailed down yet. At least they're being honest now. I feel like instead of pretending to be godlike and they can fix everything and nothing is hard for them, they're starting to be honest that sometimes issues are strange and don't have an easy fix. So the fact that they're being more transparent with us is going to make a lot more people understanding and patient, and I think that's a positive change for the entire community. And this tweet made me laugh because it's something that I kind of brought up in another breaking news video, because I've been covering Ark Mobile in my breaking news videos. I'm trying to cover everything related to Ark. And this person wrote, to Said and Jen, can we get this too? And this is all of the really cool stuff like the racing for Ark Mobile that we do not have for PC and console. That would be so cool if we did. Jen says this, Ark Mobile is developed pretty separately from PC/console, but they do some damn cool stuff, don't they? And I'm like sitting here going, yes, and I'm so jealous, and that is definitely making me more and more eager to play Ark Mobile. Game suggestion roundup for this week is incredible, and I am so glad they are making these changes, and this is why I said the roundup just keeps getting better and better. So they said last week we introduced our new feedback section here on the forums. Here is a roundup of the current top suggestions as well as some of our commentary on the topics for this week. So the first question is PVE and PvP Balance, and I do agree with this because they are two entirely different styles of gameplay. So they brought it up, and then Wildcard goes on to say this. We understand that PvE and PvP players experience the game in much different ways is what I'm sure they were meaning there. When designing features, we look for ways to engage both audiences equally, but there are times when changes may have unintended consequences for either mode. And then they say, going forward, we will keep both PvP and PvE balance in mind as we work on future content and are identifying ways to provide a unique and balanced experience for both. And what I love about this is their transparency. Because of the fact that they used to come across almost godlike, we know all, we can do all, everything that you think you know, you don't know, and that was very offensive to the majority of the community. It's like, clearly you don't know everything because of all this stuff going wrong, so stop taking that stance. Now they're being real with us. They're being human. They're saying we don't have the answers for everything. We're trying to do the best that we can, and we understand that these are valid issues that you deal with, and we're going to work through them accordingly. And you know what I love about it? They're real. The next suggestion is new Dinosaurs TLC, but refreshed every few months. Now that really does sound good about the TLC and refreshed every few months, because I really feel like they need to keep it vibrant, interesting, and with the new kibble system, a lot of the dinos have become obsolete because we don't need them for eggs. So if they did TLC work to them to make them beneficial to us, a lot of that stuff will then be utilized instead of just eating it and getting, meat for our meat runs. And moving on to the last question, wiping official servers. And that says here, after almost 2 years of constant breeding, every larger group now has incredibly mutated dinos that are nowhere close to what the game was originally balanced around. And they go on to say this, we try to avoid wipes at all costs. We realize our fans have poured many hours into their survivors and would hate for that progress to be thrown away. At the same time, we do understand the rush that players get from starting out fresh and building up. We have experimented with new game modes and different types of servers in the past and will continue to try new ideas. A widespread wipe is not something that's currently planned or being considered. And this week we have mod community updates. It says here we are happy to announce new additions to our sponsored mod program roster on May 1st. So the mods that they have listed here are Ark Eternal, we have Ark Settlements, and we have Dino Patrol. So I will be downloading all three of these and I will be testing them out, and I will give you feedback on all three. So if you are on Ark PC, be sure to try these out so we can see exactly what they have to offer the Ark community. And we do have our normal evolution event. It is going to be active from Friday the 3rd of May at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until Monday the 6th of May at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 2 times harvesting, 2 times taming, and 2 times experience rates. So that's it for this episode of No Fluff Ark Breaking News. I intend to keep them short and straight to the point. If you like that sort of thing, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I will be uploading these every week. If you found yourself liking this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really means a lot to me. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Love you guys, and until next time, keep surviving!
My work saved the human race.